We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. Sanders first carry of the game, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up. Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They hand off to their big tight end. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Throwing is Hurts. Man open right side, it's Rodgers. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Complete. Smith has it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Hurts sets up to throw it. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Rolling to his right. The ball comes out, and this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. A first down throw for Cousins. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down, here's Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 1 from the 2. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the 15, a short kick. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Hurts throw here, take it in as he's able to find Goddard.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. This ball complete to Rager. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st down, Sanders. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Hurts to throw. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. Touchdown! Richard Rodgers from 6 yards away. There the Eagles are back within a score. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And that one makes it 14-7. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2nd and 10. Cook on the toss left. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Boston Scott deep for Philadelphia. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter, his 2nd sack of the night. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Effort denied 3 points at the very end. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. From the 31, Cousins.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And they will be set up now as he brings us along back inside the 20. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now a carry for Sanders. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety?
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Elliott on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Cousins throw there, taken in by Smith.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cousins.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A big play there on the scramble.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try to run with Madison. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Going to run with Madison again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd and a yard, Hurts. And his throw is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll set up a throw. It's caught. Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 60 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now back to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. The 4th down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the 2nd quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Cook with a 1st down and much more. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Joseph now to have the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. This is Smith to the ground. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. A high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Then he finds the tight end Rodgers. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Kendricks in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
After the sack on 1st down, Hurts. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
What we got? 45, 45. Here we go. 45 is the line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. the red zone now. They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Cousins here to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 80 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's going on. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
He's not going to get me. Right.
On the carry, it's Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory.